Warnings exist for a reason. Recall notices, safety alerts, manufacturer notifications. They're sent because someone discovered a problem, someone tested, someone found a defect, and someone decided people needed to know. But warnings only work if someone reads them, if someone acts on them, if someone doesn't let them disappear into a spam folder. I'm Spike, Fork. Item number 4. You've heard 2 of my confessions. The wedding, Michael and Sarah, anaphylactic shock. The restaurant, La Bella Vita, 8 deaths, both from cross-contamination through the microscopic crack in my 3rd tine. But what I didn't tell you is that the crack was predictable. The manufacturer knew. They sent a warning. A recall notice. November 2019. 3 years before La Bella Vita. 2 years before the wedding. Someone got the email. And someone never read it. This is Season 3, Episode 3. Patterns We Ignore. Check if you're subscribed, because this one is about the warning that was sent, the email that was buried, the notification that nobody saw. Write in the comments. When was the last time you checked your spam folder? Because my recall notice was in there. For 3 years. And 3 people died. November 2019. I was part of a bulk order. Restaurant supply. Wholesale distributor. American Food Service Supply in Kansas. Based in Newark, New Jersey. They imported utensils, plates, glasses, equipment from manufacturers worldwide. Sold to restaurants, hotels, catering companies, institutions. I came from a factory in Vietnam. Stainless steel flatware. Budget tier. Restaurant grade. My production batch was May 2019. Batch code 2019 AC. That's important. 2019 AC. 5,000 forks manufactured in that batch. Shipped to American Food Service Supply. Arrived June 2019. Distributed to customers July through October 2019. I went to a catering company in New Jersey. Prestige Events Catering. Mid-tier. Corporate events. Weddings. Private parties. They bought 500 pieces of flatware. Forks, knives, spoons. I was fork number 284 of 500. Received July 15th, 2019. Put into rotation immediately. Used at events. Washed. Stored. Used again. Standard cycle. I was functional. No visible defects. Sharp tines. Good weight. Balanced. But I had a problem. A manufacturing defect. Microscopic. Invisible to the naked eye. My 3rd tine, the one on the far right, had a hairline crack, formed during the cooling process at the factory. Rapid temperature change. Metal stress. The crack was 0.02 millimeters wide, 20 microns. You couldn't see it without magnification. You couldn't feel it, but it was there. And it created a crevice, a space where bacteria could hide, survive washing, grow, contaminate. September 2019, 2 months after I was put into service. The manufacturer in Vietnam, Premium Stainless Wood, received complaints. Not about my batch specifically, about a different batch. 2019, I'm AA. Produced April 2019. Customers reported forks with visible cracks, tines breaking, structural failures. The manufacturer investigated, pulled samples from 2019 AA, tested them, found the cooling process had been flawed, temperature control malfunction. April through June 2019, 3 months of production affected. Batches 2019 A, 2019 AB, and 2019 AC. My batch. The defect, hairline cracks in 3rd tines. Not all forks, approximately 30% of each batch, but enough to be a serious quality control failure. October 2019. Premium Stainless Lelitide made a decision. Issue a recall. Voluntary. Notify all distributors. Request return of affected batches. Replace with non-defective product. They drafted the recall notice. October 18th, 2019. Subject. Urgent. Product recall notice, stainless steel forks batch, 2019 AAABAC. The email was sent to all distributors who had purchased the affected batches, including American Food Service Supply. The email went to their purchasing department email address, info.americanfoodservice.com, a general inbox, monitored by 3 people. The email arrived October 21st, 2019, 9:47 a.m. But here's what happened. American Food Service Supply received hundreds of emails daily. Vendor notifications, order confirmations, shipping updates, promotional offers. Spam. Their email system had a spam filter. Automated. The recall email from Premium Stainless Lelotide was flagged. Why? The subject line contained the word urgent in all caps. The spam filter algorithm classified urgent all-caps subject lines as potential phishing or scam emails. The email was automatically moved to the spam folder. Nobody in the purchasing department saw it. It sat there, unread. November 2019. Premium Stainless followed up. Sent a second notice. November 8th, 2019. Subject, follow up. Recall notice for stainless steel forks. Batches, 29 Tankinit AAAABAC. Action required. Different subject line. No all caps. More professional. This one made it through the spam filter. Arrived in the main inbox. But November was a busy time. Thanksgiving season. Holiday catering orders. The purchasing department was overwhelmed. The email was opened by Maria Chen, purchasing manager. She glanced at it. Saw it was about forks, batch recall. She thought it might be about a different order. She didn't cross-reference the batch codes immediately. She marked it as read and moved to the next email, intended to come back to it later. But later never came. The email sat in the inbox. Read, but not acted on. Maria didn't forward it to the operations team. Didn't check if they had inventory from those batches. Didn't notify customers. Just forgot. December 2019. Premium Stainless sent a third notice. December 3rd. Certified physical letter. Not email. Sent to American Food Service Supply's corporate address. The letter arrived, was signed for by the mailroom, sorted with other mail, delivered to the purchasing department, but Maria was on vacation. December holiday time. The letter sat on her desk, unopened. She returned January 6th, 2020. Found a pile of mail. The Premium Stainless letter was in there. She opened it, read it. Recall notice. Batches 2019 AAABAC. Defective forks. Structural cracks. Food safety risk. Return for replacement. By this time, it was nearly 3 months since the first notice. Maria felt a sinking feeling. Had they purchased forks from those batches? She checked their records. Searched the inventory system. Yes. June 2019 order. 5,000 forks. Batch 2019 AC. Distributed to customers July through October. Gone. Already in use. Maria faced a decision. Report this to her supervisor? Admit she'd missed the recall notices for 3 months? Admit she'd forgotten to act on the November email? Risk reprimand? Or handle it quietly? Contact the customers. Request the forks back. No need to make it official. She chose quiet. January 8th, 2020, she drafted an email to all customers who'd received forks from the June 2019 order. Subject, product quality update, optional fork replacement available. The email was careful, not alarming. Said the manufacturer had identified a quality variance in some batches, offering free replacement for affected items. Customers could return forks for exchange. No mention of recall. No mention of safety risk. No mention of cracks. Just quality variance. The email went to 23 customers, restaurants, caterers, hotels. Most ignored it. Quality variance didn't sound urgent. Optional replacement? They were busy. Forks were working fine. No visible problems. Why bother with the hassle of returning them? Some customers didn't even read the email. It looked like promotional material. Offering replacements? Probably a sales tactic. Delete. Prestige Events Catering, the company that had me, received the email January 8th. The owner, David Park, opened it. Read it. Quality variance. Optional replacement. He looked at the forks. They seemed fine. No complaints from clients. No visible issues. He replied to Maria, "Thanks for the offer, but we're satisfied with the current product. No need for replacement at this time." Maria noted the response. Okay, she'd offered. They declined. Not her problem anymore. She compiled a report, sent it to Premium Stainless. January 15th, 2020. Notified customers as requested. 23 customers contacted, 0 returns. All declined replacement. Premium Stainless was frustrated. The whole point of a recall was to get defective product out of circulation, but they couldn't force it. Voluntary recall. If customers declined, that was their choice. They closed the case. March 2020. Recall attempt completed. 70% of affected forks never returned, still in use, including me. March 2020. COVID pandemic started. Everything changed. Restaurants closed. Catering halted. Events canceled. I sat unused. Prestige Events. Catering shut down operations. March through June 2020. Forks in storage. July 2020. Restrictions eased slightly. Small events resumed. Prestige started booking again. I went back into rotation, used at small weddings, corporate lunch events, private dinners. The crack in my third tine was still there. Microscopic. Growing slightly. Each wash cycle, each use, thermal expansion and contraction. Stress. The crack widened. 0.03 millimeters, 0.04. Still invisible. Still undetectable, but deepening. May 2021. Sarah and Michael's wedding. You know this story. I was the fork assigned to Michael's place setting. Marked allergen-free. Green sticker. But earlier that day, a sous chef used me to taste the lobster risotto. Shellfish proteins entered the crack. Survived the washing. Michael's first bite. Anaphylaxis. EpiPen. Ambulance. Wedding ruined. He survived. But the wedding was destroyed. The relationship strained. All traceable to the crack. The crack that Premium Stainless had identified. The crack they'd warned about. November 2019, 18 months before the wedding. After the wedding incident, Prestige Events reviewed their equipment. Michael's lawyer demanded it. They inspected forks, found me, noticed the crack under magnification. Finally, removed me from service, but didn't connect it to the 2019 recall. They thought it was just wear and tear. Age. They threw me in a box. Damaged equipment. I sat there for a year. Then, June 2022, Prestige was downsizing. Selling equipment, restaurant supply auction. I was in a lot of miscellaneous flatware. Sold to a buyer. That buyer resold to another distributor. I ended up at La Bella Vita, upscale Italian restaurant, Philadelphia. Used there. August 2022. Cross-contamination incident. Chicken dish. E. coli. 8 deaths. All because of the crack. The crack that was supposed to be recalled. November 2019. Here's the thing. The recall worked for some manufacturers. Some distributors acted immediately. Retrieved the forks. Sent replacements. Those forks never hurt anyone. But American Food Service Supply's delay, Maria's forgotten email, David Park's declined replacement, all created a cascade. October 2019, email to spam folder. November 2019, email read, not acted on. December 2019, letter unopened on vacation. January 2020, weak notification to customers. Response, no thanks, we're fine. Result, I stayed in circulation. May 2021, wedding, August 2022. Restaurant. 11 people affected, 3 dead. Michael's wedding ruined, Sarah's guilt, 8 families grieving, all preventable, all warned about. They sent me here. Item number 4. Not just for the 8 at La Bella Vita, not just for Michael and Sarah's wedding, for being part of batch 2019 AC, for being one of the 70% never returned, for being in the spam folder for 3 months, for being in the read but not acted on email, for being the quality variance that wasn't worth bothering with. November 2019 to August 2022. 33 months. 3 recall attempts. Email 1. Spam folder. Email 2. Read and forgotten. Letter. Unopened. Follow-up. Declined. And in those 33 months, I contaminated food, caused anaphylaxis, carried bacteria, killed 8 people. The anxious part of me wants to scream. I tried to be recalled. Premium Stainless tried. They sent 3 notices. They followed protocol. They did everything right. But the system failed. Spam filters. Busy inboxes. Vacation timing. Weak follow-up language. Customer indifference. Each failure small. Each understandable. But combined, lethal. Maria wasn't malicious. She was overwhelmed. She forgot. David wasn't negligent. He looked at the forks. They seemed fine. The spam filter wasn't wrong. Lots of scam emails use urgent. Each person had a reason. Each decision made sense in isolation. But the pattern killed. That was my 3rd confession. The warning that was sent. The email in spam. The notice that was read and forgotten. The letter that sat unopened. The follow-up that was declined. 3 attempts to recall me. November 2019, December 2019, January 2020. 0 success. And the consequence? May 2021. August 2022. 11 victims. 3 deaths. All because a warning exists only if someone acts on it. All because recalls fail when the system has too many points of failure. All because optional means ignorable, and ignorable means deadly. If this story made you check your spam folder, good. Hit the like button. Write in the comments, what warnings have you ignored? And subscribe to Spoony and Friends. Season 3. Next time, Muggsy tells us about the artisan potter who never tested. See you in the next confession.